Uh, Dear friends, this is ALİ MUTLU KÖYLÜOİDLU from Citizens Basic Income Research Development Culture and Dissemination Society in Istanbul, Turkey. Our master target is that we would like to introduce additional opportunities for the communication, interaction, and cooperation of UBI advocates from different corners of the world as much as we can. Tonight, our special topic is what UBI-related activities came up during the Hackathon in Germany. We will be hearing the reasons, initiators, methodology, and especially the results of the hackathon held in Germany from the UBI point of view. Tonight we have three valuable guests from Germany, Ms. VIVIEN PUTZMANN, Ms. ALINA KOMAR, and Mr. Hannes MEHRER. Very welcome. We are recording this session and it will be available at YouTube and social media so that other UBI advocates can hear your words. So my first question would be, what was the hackathon about in general? Let me start with Hannes. Hannes, word is yours.
All right, thank you. Yeah, so it's 2 weeks ago that there was a very big hackathon in Germany, which was supported also by the German government. And it's kind of amazing the story behind the hackathon, because I think it was only a few days before it actually took place that it was initiated and then got support, as I said, from the German government and very many supporters in Germany. And so it was, I think, many thousand people actually that weekend working on different solutions in response to the Corona crisis. And one of these projects was also related to universal basic income. And so today we're going to hear from VIVIEN and from ALINA, who led the project and who were very much involved throughout the whole weekend in what they experienced as UBI-related activities that weekend and what their project was about. So maybe we can start with VIVIEN. Yeah, here we go.
Thank you, Hannes. Thank you very much for the introduction. Maybe we should ask the questions, what were the reasons of this hackathon and who were the initiators, the methodology, and especially the results. We have two valuable friends, VIVIEN and ALINA. They both were participating to that hackathon. Maybe we can start with VIVIEN. VIVIEN, the word is yours.
Yes, so on Friday, 20th of March, we first showed up on Slack. This was the platform everything began. And yeah, we were about 60 or 70 people about this time. A lot of them were not sure if they wanted to participate in this program, but about 20 people were in the first call. And yeah, we decided to make a brainstorming with Lucidchart to start, okay, what is Corona crisis and basic income in common? How can we, yeah, how can we put things up? And on Saturday, we had a first call about about the brainstorming and about what working groups do we need to yeah, to split our resources and to go forward in a fast way, because the deadline was Sunday, and until Sunday 18 o'clock we needed to put up a video about our results. And so we split up in working groups, and we had one group for the whole concept of basic income. We had one for realizing this to make how can I say that? We thought about how can we tell everyone what is the infrastructure we need to put this real. So what can we use, like by bureaucratic ways to get all the dates we need for the data we need for basic income. Yes, and we thought about how can we go viral with this? So how can we use Instagram, Twitter, all the social media things, and just look me. We talked about how to set everything with sorry, I don't find the words. We thought about how can we give. Oh, Alina, maybe you can help. How can we, also wie wir das Ganze mit Literatur unterfüttern und wissenschaftlich begleiten? Wie sage ich das auf Deutsch? Englisch.
Well, we tried to find a way to do all the research,
yeah,
and to use some literature about basic income, to integrate all of this knowledge, and to like, we thought about a way when we have basic income in Germany for the period of the Corona crisis, that we also have a research group that's exploring all the stuff behind and what's happening with the people, and maybe they can do some interviews and stuff.
Yes, thank you.
You want to say?
yeah, that was what I would say. And yeah, after the Saturday, there was it was a little bit confusing. We were so many people, and everyone works on another end of the rope. But we got that all together on Sunday. So every work group showed their presence. We had a logo, we had a slogan, we had wonderful texts about who are we, what do we want, what do we stand for, and yeah, what is the research based on the background. Yes, and then on Sunday we tried to put all this in final things, and we started to make the video. Then we made a YouTube channel and put up a video we made with My Simple Show, and had a little so we wrote a little text to tell in the video, and we made the video behind. Yes, and then we came with an idea. It was on Sunday to make a petition on Bundestag, so with our Regierung.
Government.
With our government. There is a petition from Tonja Merz. She had it on change.org, and it was it got very high recommended, and we have about 400 subscribers already. And we thought, okay, this is very good, but maybe we need another petition in the government, because if you have 50,000 of subscribers, then they need to talk about it on a session there on the Bundestag. And yeah, the whole evening was to write the petition text, and at the end of the day, a little hours before night, we got online with our petition, and still waiting that it can we can subscribe. So they have to test, no, not test. They have to
check everything if we made it all right.
Yes.
But actually, I heard that maybe they won't put it online, because Susanne Wiest, maybe you all know her, she put a petition on this website 10 years ago, and now she put it there again with a different text, especially for the Corona crisis. So maybe they just combined those two and just don't put ours online. But when, well, her petition already got 100,000 subscribers, so they definitely have to discuss it in the government. and maybe they discussed our petition as well, but we don't need the subscribers. But I'm not sure how the actual status is.
Is it possible to merge petitions?
I'm not sure. They
Yes.
don't talk about it. Yeah,
Well, the government can merge the petitions,
Okay.
yes. But I'm not sure if they're doing it with ours, because
Yes.
I think our text is a lot better than the
Yeah.
one from the East, and a lot more basis on it, and more background information and everything, and a lot more thought through, I think. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, there are 3 petitions already. So 3 or 4 days before another one just put up another petition. So we have actual known 3 petitions in the Bundestag. Not sure if there's something else and we don't know each other. Yes.
Yeah, so I think what we're going to do later on is, like, if you watch this on YouTube right now, these are going to post it below the video, and we can link them so that you can
Yes.
sign up for them if you feel like it.
That's good. Yeah, that was the whole structure of the weekend, and we discussed a lot what we really want. So we are making this petition for crisis basic income, not a general basic income, and we did that with reason, because I think it's not the time to talk about general basic income when people are afraid they can't spend the next 2 or 3 months with their money they have in petto. And yeah, the reason was we want to help fast and without many bureaucratic ways in front of us. So this was the reason, and we said we need this the whole time the crisis holds on. So we can't say if it's 3 months or 6 months or even 12 months, but we need the whole time the pandemic is going on, and the people can't go to work, they can't find another job. So this was really, really serious, and we thought about that there has to be a puffer, something. So when the crisis ends, we need to have the basic income a little bit longer, because when it ends, it's not said that you get your new job or your new concert as a musician or something like that tomorrow. So it needs a little bit time. So we want basic income for the whole period the crisis stays, and to 3 or 6 months afterwards, so the people can have a little bit to breathe and they don't need to panic, okay, what's after that? And we want it for everyone, and even for those who are super rich. That's often asked in our video if we want this or not. It should be fast, and if we want to check everything, and if we want to check, oh, can you have it or can you have it, then it needs time and it needs people, and we need the people on the other fronts now, not here. So we want it for everyone. We want it for the whole time the crisis is, and we thought about the price too. So how much do the people get? There were thinkings from just the amount of our of the money people in Germany get when they lose their job. That's about 700 euro. But we all know it's a little bit too less. And there were thoughts about, okay, something about 2,200 euros or to 500 euros would be good, so you don't have to have any worries everywhere, anywhere you live. And we decided a way between that. We want 1,000 euro for everyone, and it can be discussed that children gets 80% of that, but every children, not anyway which age they are. And if you get Arbeitslosengeld 2, it's when you lose your job and you had a high amount of paying. You don't want to fall down all the way to just 1,000 euros. So the difference, what you get, would you get afterwards too. So it's not that everyone just gets 1,000 euros, but you get 1,000 euros and the rest you get on top if you had more. Yes, and when you live in cities, I live in Cologne and it's very high pricing here to live, then you need to get Wohngeld. That's money you get when you live in cities where to rent a flat it's very pricey. You get an extra amount of money. So this one you need to get too. If you just get 1,000 euros in Cologne, it's like, okay, the whole money, or maybe 60 or 70% is gone because of my flat here. And yeah, these are the two things that really need to stay. And this is what we want to, want to fight for.
Thank you, Vivian. Maybe we can hear more from Alina regarding how you are organizing the campaign, or if there are other missing details. Alina, would you like to continue?
Sure. So right now the campaign is starting like on every social media channel, and we just show our video and waiting for the petition to get online and to get checked by the government. But what we also talked about is how can we reach every person in Germany to get the money, to get the basic income. And in Germany, everyone has a tax ID. So everyone, doesn't matter if he's a German citizen or not, how old he is or she is, everyone got a tax ID. And so the financial minister, there is a like a Datenbank where you can find all these numbers, and we have to combine the tax ID and the IBAN from your bank account, and we were not sure how to realize that, because it's about big data. That's a big problem, and if we can create a huge tabelle, with all this information, or if we can give it to the lower, like not whole Germany, one big document, but to level it lower to the governments from Baden-Württemberg, Bayern, North Rhine-Westphalia, and so on, or even lower to the cities. But we didn't have any time to think that through on the weekend. But maybe we should start on thinking about that as well, especially when my thought was, maybe if the government really think about that petition and really is discussing it and really think about realizing it, then they need some like lobbyists to count on that can show the way how the government can organize basic income.
Alina, I have a question. My understanding is that during the hackathon, your team decided to have a petition campaign, and you structured it, and you are continuing. And the main target is an emergency UBI, but with an extension period. And lastly, I understand that you have a task force, but I mean, not only for that weekend only, but you have a task force, and it's still working, and not only working just to collect signatures, but also working to solve the technical problems, like how I can say, how to reach these people, their tax numbers, their IBAN numbers. So yours is not a petition campaign only, but also you are trying to find technical solutions, or at least shape certain things. but which kind of terminology are you using at this stage? I mean, as far as I heard, you are saying Basiseinkommen instead of Grundeinkommen, or I don't know exact translation of them, but which one is your choice and why do you use it? And I mean, can you give some details about your choice and the differences?
Yeah, so in English it's both basic income, I guess. But we just wanted to make a difference in the wording in Germany, because the word Grundeinkommen is is matched to the 4 conditions the Netzwerkgrundeinkommen made, the unconditionally and so on. And we said that we need to name it differently, because it's not for the whole lifetime from everyone, but only during the crisis. So that's why we wanted to set a difference, and that's why we called it Basiseinkommen, just not to mix it up with the unconditional basic income. But well, if it works, and we actually have that Basiseinkommen during the Corona crisis and the pandemic, then maybe we can develop it into a real unconditional basic income if the people are happy with it. So that's why the thinking in the background about how to really realize it on the technical basis is, well, I think in the last 2 weeks it's a little bit in the background, especially because, well, I'm the one interested in, but I'm not the one with the knowledge about it. And I didn't have a lot of time in the last 2 weeks after the hackathon. So right now the focus is more on the campaign and on the petition and on the subscribing. But I think we will come back to that as well, to the technical side.
I would like to hear all your feelings. I mean, regarding the soul of the basic income. You remember the unconditional, universal, sufficient enough, and lifetime, etc. I understand that at this moment you are campaigning for a temporary emergency basic income, but you still after the universal basic income, and maybe this will be a step to the universal basic income. So we are not stopping to fight for universal basic income.
No, we don't need to stop to fight for universal basic income. We have to fight on, and yeah, maybe the Basiseinkommen during this crisis, or maybe the crisis is a door opener for universal unconditional basic income, because the people really feel that they need something, because the unconditional basic income is for, like, there is no reason. It's not for maybe it's for freedom, but it's not to stop all the poverty or to make everyone equal. But it's but the people need some, I think sometimes people need a crisis to start to act. And that's why what the Corona crisis can be for some people, to start acting and to start really wanting something different. Like the basic.
Thank you very much, Alina. Hannes, would you like to add a few things, especially regarding the soul of the basic income? I mean, the existing characteristics of the basic income and the ongoing efforts in different countries regarding this emergency period.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so I think it's a really interesting issue to which degree an emergency UBI, as we've just heard about, might develop into something which is then a permanent UBI. And I think they're very like central questions about UBI associated with that. So just to which degree it's unconditional, I think most people who are leaning towards the idea of UBI would agree that should be the case for the emergency UBI, but then there might be like fewer people who say this should also be implemented in the permanent UBI. I'm all in favor of like unconditionality as like a central part of UBI, be it as something which we do now in times of crisis or permanently afterwards. But I think it just raises a lot of questions of what UBI can be and what an emergency UBI can be, and how these two concepts relate to one another. So I'm just really curious to see what, what we're like the developments of what we're going to see all over the globe, basically, but especially specifically also in Germany, with these 3 petitions to the Bundestag going on right now and the additional one on change.org. We're going to link all this in the video, so just see below if you see this on YouTube right now.
Thank you, Hannes. Vivian, would you like to add anything about this issue? Otherwise, I would like to ask another question to all of you, and then after maybe we can summarize our chat.
Yes, I think I can add something. I asked my professor in psychology if she knew some studies we can claim for to make the whole time the basic income would be paid. So we have a research about it. We can say if the period goes about 6 or 9 months, we have 6 to 9 months data about it, and we can use it to make it general basic income, maybe. And we have 5 studies we can use. It's maybe I just tell, and we can put them in the link under the video. It's a Bochumer Inventar zur berufsbezogenen Persönlichkeitsbeschreibung. This is something, a study that asks the participants, you know what I mean, that asks about the feelings I have for my job, and am I happy with my job? Do I want to spend more or less time there? So this is the whole, how do I like my job part. Then we have the study, its name is VIVIEN, Fragebogen zur Erhebung der Emotionsregulation bei Erwachsenen. It's about how can I regulate my emotions. It asks about how fast get I angry, how stressed am I when things happen. Yeah, and this is the whole, how do I get up with my emotions? The next one is EPSD, Emotional Processing Scale. It's a little bit similar to VIVIEN, to the second one, and it asks about how they think about. I'm not sure if I get this right in this one. Maybe if I say something wrong, we just correct this in the comments. It's about from the psychotherapy, how let me show this, how we act when we get in contact with something abnormal, something that stands in our way. So what are our strategies to go around this, to get over something? This is the whole thing. And the fourth one is FSOTU, Fragebogen zur sozialen Unterstützung. And that's about how you think some other people or yourself need to get social Unterstützung, social help, like
support.
Support, yes, social support. So do you like it or not? Do you think they need to get it, or do you dislike them because they get it and you don't get it? So they ask about how you act with maybe when something is not like you want, or it's very hard to tell that in English. How happy you are with your support or the support you see others get. So that's the short version. Yeah, and the last one is ASS-SIM, änderungssensitive Symptomliste zu Entspannungserleben, Wohlbefinden, Beschwerden und Problembelastungen. Long. Yeah, it's about how your psychic hygiene is all the day long. So how do you how do you feel all the time? It's a little bit like a tracker from the first day to the last day, and you can make a follow-up with it and show. So when people got the basic income and we have 2 months later, are the countings we have the same, or do they change? And maybe this can get us information about, okay, when we have basic income, then the people are this happy and they like others like this, and they are not afraid of something new or not afraid of something they don't know. And if we have 2 or 3 months later, does it sink or is it stable? We can have a look of that and see consequences we can make for the actual basic income we all want for the whole lifetime. Yes.
Thank you, Vivian. I guess Alina would like to add something about financing the basis in income versus UBI. But before Alina, I would like to ask a question to all of you, and then we will take Alina's contributions and Hannes and Vivian, and then we will conclude our discussion of today. My point is, the corona issue started as a health problem at the beginning, but later on it introduced a psychological trauma on people. I mean, not only one by one, but as a society, we had a psychological trauma. Later on, it converted or it evolved to a financial or economical problem, let's say. But it's not like a, it's like a, it's not, my belief is that it's not for a certain period, I guess. The game changed and the value set changed. And this crisis or the emergency period will be the normal conditions of the coming near future. So from this point of view, emergency UBI and UBI maybe, I mean, it will, these conditions, existing emergency conditions, will be the, how I can say, the normal conditions of the coming very near future. That's my feelings. If you do also comment about this issue, during your last round, I will be more than happy. Let me continue with Alina. Alina, okay. Word is yours, Alina.
So to what you just said, or to the financing thing?
To both of them, and also if you have some other last things that you would like to mention, I mean, all together.
Okay, so first about the financing thing. Right now, the governments, like even America, is talking about helicopter money and giving that out. And Germany is is handing out a lot of money to small companies, to big companies, to people who own their very, very small business on their own, and making it very much easier to get to other money that is already existing in the social welfare system. So we think Basiseinkommen is a very, very easy way here to just use the money the government is already giving out. But it's not about, we have to refinance it about taxes. But the general UBI, lifetime UBI, needs to be financed differently during with taxes, and maybe even cutting a little bit of the welfare system right now we have. Like we maybe don't need the extra money for children we have right now, about 200 euro per child, and all of that. So maybe we can cut that a little bit with general UBI, but for the Basiseinkommen, that's all on top of it, and it's not refinanced by taxes that we need to generate right now, but to we just create the money out of nothing, like the government does with all that help they're giving out right now. So that's the difference, I think, as well. Yeah, and anything else? I don't know what to add. I'm interested in how the other European UBI groups or UBIE is, if you want to copy anything from our actions right now, from the hackathon or from anything else, if there are any ideas already. for other countries? That's my question to you.
Thank you. In fact, we will have a video chat on Tuesday, 7th of April. I mean, in 2 days. And during that video chat, there will be different UBI advocates from different corners, not only in Europe, but all around the world. I mean, from all different countries. If you do think that you can participate to that one, and maybe you can ask or you can contribute however you like. Maybe you can have 1 or 2 slides that you can share during the Zoom session. It may be more easy for people to follow you. But there will be such an interactive session on Tuesday. Hannes, we can continue with you.
Yeah, I think like with the increased media attention that we have on the topic of UBI now, I mean, there has been like some increasing attention over the last years and over the last months or so, but like with Corona even more. I think we shouldn't forget that whatever we do with UBI, be it that it's an emergency UBI or something that is permanent for later on, we shouldn't forget that this is not, that it's a means to an end, and it's again also not a silver bullet for all problems we have in society. Like it's something that we can implement, and even if we have it, we still have many problems in society left, but it's gonna address some of these, just not all of them. That's just something overall I think to keep in mind, because going through this media hype of UBI right now, it's very easy to forget this.
Thank you, Hannes. I understand that you think Corona problem may be a kind of positive game changer, or game changer is in a positive way. Who knows? Vivian, yes. Oops. Okay, Vivian,
Yes.
what is yours?
Yeah, I think Alina and Hannes just said the right words. I'm a little bit afraid that the whole media we have now, so everyone's talking about basic income, maybe will be used for another reason. So I think there are some politicians who said, oh, when we have a basic income, we can cut off the social system. I think we should be very careful that this would not be happen, and we should look about it. So we want a basic income, but we want a social system too, and we don't have to, or we need to look about what the people really say, and don't say yes pro basic income, and obviously that this could be fatal. Yes.
Thank you, dear friends. Thank you for your valuable contributions. I mean, all the world is having difficult times. I hope it will lead to a better future, and I hope we will have universal basic income in the near future. Thank you very much for your contributions. Hope to see you on Tuesday, on 7th of April. We will be sharing all the recording tonight, latest in an hour. Thank you.
Thank you, Ali, for organizing.